Hi, I'm Mr. Harvey. Welcome to STEAM. All right, this is STEAM 101 Part 2. Today, we are really going to be focusing on how to hot glue. And I can already hear you in your seat. I know how to hot glue. I've been doing it forever. Okay, great. So you're a pro. So why don't you, like me, take a little advice? I play a lot of sports. All my life, I had a coach. I'm going to be your hot glue coach today. Because there's some of you in the room who have never hot glued, or you're afraid of hot glue, and I get it. Why? Because you burn yourself. I've seen it. All the years I've been doing this, I know how to do it, I know how to do it. And what do? They burn themselves, they do it wrong. So today I want to teach you 2 really cool techniques on how to hot glue and how to do it safely. Come on, let's go, let's grab our pieces. Okay. So the first time I see students hot glue, they need to put a piece on a flat piece. So they're going to try to take walls of a building necessarily and stack them up. So what they're going to do is they're going to take their piece and they're going to run their hot glue gun and they're going to try to put on this tiny bead. Well, guess what happens when you do that? You burn your fingers. Every time. It happens every time. Every time. Not sometimes, every time. Why? Because you're trying to put a 1/4 inch piece of hot glue on an 1/8 inch piece of cardboard. Cardboard's only thinner. Hot glue is a thick bead. So what happens is it runs down the side, and what does it do? It burns your hand. And that hurts. I'm all about it. It hurts. I hate it for you. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our 2 pieces that we've already cut, and we're going to line them up where we want them on our wall and pretend that this is going to be our wall. Okay? So the first step I want to do is get this wall set up. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my pencil or my marker and I'm going to mark where the glue is going to go. So now I know that I need to glue everything inside that line. That line's going to be my guide to put hot glue on. I'm going to do the same thing over here, but first I want to get this wall built. So let's do that. I want you to notice how much hot glue I'm going to use versus how much you might use. I'm going to put a tiny bead going right there. Okay, boom. Now, I'm going to take my wall that I already cut and I'm going to set it on the line. Here we go. Now here's the part that gets tough. You have to be patient. Now if your teacher does what I recommend, we're using a timer, you only have about 2 or 3 minutes on the timer, I get it. You may have to come back a few times, but you didn't burn yourself and your piece is more sturdy because you're going to be tempted to run away or to hold this real quick and try to use your other hand, and that's when you're going to get hurt. So we're going to wait about 15 seconds. Great. Now, look, this piece will stand on its own. So what I can do is take my second piece and I can set it up right here. Okay? I'm going to take my marker again. And I'm going to mark my pieces, okay? Here's my piece. Once again, I'm not covering this thing in hot glue. Small, small bead. I'm going to flip my piece. Uh-oh, that's crazy. Small, small bead. Okay, donezo. Now I can set this here because you have about 15 to 20 seconds prior to the hot glue like cooling and settling. So you have a second, right? So this is now my patience again. I also want you to notice on the outside how there's not a lot of hot glue excess, right? Sometimes you build a project and there's just hot glue dripping everywhere. That doesn't look good. So when you're ready to paint, or you're ready to put your plaster, you're ready to do whatever you want over this, or paper mache, you're now in a better place and more successful to be able to do it because your hot glue is out of the way. Let's move to the second step. All right, step 2. Now, I see this all the time with students when they're gluing popsicle sticks. What I see you wanting to do, because you're trying to build a roof, or you're building the base to your truss bridge, or you're building the legs of a monster, or whatever you're doing, popsicle sticks are a great tool, but they're not a great tool when you try to hot glue them on the skinny edge right there. Why? Same thing as the cardboard. This is about 1/8 of an inch. Your hot glue comes out about 1/4 of an inch. So you got about 2/8 of an inch, even greater size, so it spills on your finger. But this, you have less surface area, so you're so likely to burn your hand, and that's brutal. So here's what we're gonna do. we're going to lay our popsicle sticks out. And we're gonna do what I talk about all the time in STEAM, is we're gonna be dry fitting our pieces, okay? Let's say I wanna make a roof or a base. I wanna go ahead and get my pieces that I'm calling my vertical pieces that will be the strong. And then I wanna prepare my other pieces by laying them on here dry fit. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mark them like this. I'll get everything set up. This way I know it's good and square. This way I know I have a perfect piece. And then now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my pencil or my marker and I'm gonna mark this out. I got my vertical slats here. I'm going to gently put a bead in the middle. Look at that, that's not a lot. I'm gonna do one side at a time so that I know I have a safe space. I'll lay these right here on top. But I'm gonna move pretty quickly because I wanna make sure I'm square. But you see, no glue squared out the side. Small bead again. I've got 0 hot glue overspill, and now I've got a frame for a great base. Let's grab some more popsicle sticks. Now what I can do is I have my piece. I can do one of two things. I can go with the mark side or I can flip it. And then I can dry fit all my pieces to go across. Wow, that's gonna be a lot safer and it's gonna be a lot sturdier. Okay, well there's our tricks to hot glue. I really hope that you're ready to start doing some stuff because you're about to glue some triangles together, you're about to glue some squares together, and you're gonna take all the skills that we've done, measuring, marking, cutting with your knife, and then gluing them together for one quick assignment that I hope you'll really enjoy before we start our next project, which is going to be the thing that brings us to use all these skills. You're gonna love it. Hey, let's get to STEAM.